Now, come along with Callie and Cozy and get tangled up in Disney.
No choice. Here comes the smolder.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 32 of Tangled Up in Disney. Thank you for bearing with us through our off week last week. I love y'all, but I had a big work trip and it was crazy enough without having to try to get on my laptop Tuesday night before I flew to another place for more stuff. So this week we'll bring you some updates on everything that you've missed. Or maybe that you haven't missed, but that you just want to hear somebody talk about.
Lots of things.
It has been.
It's been busy.
It has been. Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, we can jump right in. My favorite quote that I think I read from Twitter this week is Bob Iger Prince Hans.
I saw that. And
I was rolling.
And I mean, I get it with what is happening. I don't know. I'm confused.
Iger's been like on and off as being rumored to sell Disney to somebody or sell off major parts of Disney, which is really funny because he acquired Marvel and Star Wars. But lo and behold, ABC, FX, and Freeform, which used to be ABC Family, I think, are for sale. And he has said that he wants to sell off the India portion of whatever that they have left for India broadcasting and wants a strategic partner for ESPN because he doesn't want to sell ESPN, but I don't think he wants to deal with it as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're selling bits and pieces.
Who do you think would buy it if he sold the whole thing?
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Nobody has enough money in cash. So
Yeah.
they would have to like sell other things in order to buy this or else come to a deal. So the rumor's been Apple, but apparently the rumor's been Apple since like 2006. Like this isn't new. I did some research. Apple has $200 billion in cash. Disney's estimated worth, this was in June, I read this article, was $175 billion.
Wow.
But they're not going to sell for $175 billion. They would sell for more because they obviously want to make a profit off the sale. So even at $200 billion, they're saying that still wouldn't be enough for Apple to just outright buy Disney. They'd have to like sell things or find money somewhere. However companies sell and buy each other. I don't know how that works.
Me neither. That's a lot of money.
I think at the end of the day, I don't foresee any time in our future Disney selling itself to somebody. But I could very well see Disney gaining partners. Like honestly, I wouldn't be mad about Apple becoming a partner with Disney and having like partial ownership. There's a lot of cool stuff that they could do electronically, technology-wise, throughout the parks.
Yeah, your phone could be like a Magic Band itself.
Here's the thing. It would be Apple exclusive. So sorry, Android and Google users.
Haha, suckers. I wouldn't feel bad.
I really don't think Disney would ever sell itself. That just sounds crazy.
I wouldn't think so. And it's like, I mean, I guess it goes back to what would Walt want?
It's nobody's going back to what would Walt want.
I feel like they should.
Too far away from that.
I feel like they should.
It's a U.S. based company that's all about money. It will never be about what would Walt want. Never.
We
will never get back to that.
Never.
You would have to have somebody come in who cares nothing about making a profit for the business, which by the way is dangerous for a business, because the Disney that Walt wanted in 1960 wouldn't flourish or survive in a Disney today.
That's fair. The cost of living itself, like, I don't understand how we're going to be expected to afford living.
Yeah,
Like,
so I saw. This
it's
is weird.
nuts.
This might get weird. I saw a weird TikTok today about a lady in Canada who said her water bill every month's like $1,000, and between having to pay for water and heat, she's
I s-
paying more for her utilities than like for her house.
I saw that one.
Wow, Canada.
Inflation here is nuts.
It's not that bad here.
Carbon tax on carbon tax on carbon tax. Yeah, it's like,
You guys
ugh.
can keep your free healthcare. I'll keep my $100 water a month bill and my $100 heat
Yeah,
a
I
month
don't
bill.
understand how hers was $1,000 because ours is not that much. But it's
I'm-
like
I'm more than
everything's-
happy to pay for my healthcare and only have to pay $200 a month in utilities. Thanks. I'll maintain that.
Yeah.
All good. But yeah, no. I don't know. There's things that we can bring back that make it closer to what Walt would have envisioned. But like, I mean, even back in the day, you had different style tickets for the rides, right? Like you had the attractions, you had e-ticket things, and it would cost more money to ride those rides because you'd have to buy the ticket for that ride. So it's all built into a cost today for your ticket and then Lightning Lane, Genie, all of that. So I mean, having to spend money on it isn't the difference. I don't know.
Yeah.
Disney don't sell. Just get a partner. They got to do something. Well,
Apple.
they are. At least they've realized they're pulling back on the Star Wars and Marvel content. They realize that they're putting out way too much Marvel and Star Wars content, and they are absolutely flooding it, and nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
They said that they need to. What did Iger say? They want to focus on newer characters as opposed to doing sequels, because the latest Thor was god awful. The latest Ant-Man, I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my list. I wasn't a huge fan of the Ant-Man series as a whole, so like I haven't seen the newest one, but
No.
I heard it wasn't the best.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, we've talked about it, how much Marvel stuff has come out in the last like 2 years. An insane amount.
Yeah.
You
Like
can't keep up with it anymore.
shows and things. No, I have no idea.
Like movies aside, because like it used to be like, oh my God, a new Marvel movie's coming out. This is huge. We have to go see it. And now it's like, oh yeah, that Marvel movie's coming out. Have you watched these 10 shows that you have to watch in order to like really understand and appreciate the plot line for this?
Yeah.
It's too much. Star Wars is doing the same thing. Star Wars is pumping out a lot of shows, which to their favor, they've been good shows. I haven't, out of the Star Wars shows that I have watched, I haven't watched all of them. I'm still behind. I haven't watched a bad one yet. So good for them. But I think it's very true that they are putting way too much into that because they knew it was going to make them money. And it is just the amount of money that they put into production for these and then the return money isn't equaling.
Yeah. I think they need to focus more on new stories, especially rather than remakes. Like
I'm done with remakes.
there's a new Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Which
and
looks
there's
horrible, by the
There's
way.
a lot of controversy, and I understand why, because I have opinions on it that it doesn't make sense. But like,
I don't
please
need a 50th Snow White.
just stop. Stop with the remakes. Put all of that energy and time into like thinking of a new story.
Mhm.
There's so many cultures and things around the world that have like cool.
Just pull from fairy tales. Continue to do what you did and pull from fairy tales from different cultures.
Yeah.
Done.
There's so
I'm-
there's so much out there.
The
That they could
number
do.
of Snow White and Cinderella remakes between Disney itself, between Disney Channel originals, between just other people doing spin-offs of
There's so many.
it's too many, it's too much. You cannot reimagine Snow White or Cinderella in a way that hasn't already been reimagined.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. Find something new. And no, I'm not asking for you to do a reimagining of Rapunzel on top of it. I want you to do something new.
Just leave Tangled how it is. It was perfect. Don't just stop.
I would. Okay. If you're going to pull from known characters, I want to know the connection. I want to further explore the connection between Frozen and Tangled.
Hmm.
I would be interested in that.
I think
Even if
if
it's short, give me like one of those 10-minute shorts at the beginning of a new Disney movie, and it just explains how they're like actually familially connected, because they've already confirmed that that's a thing.
yeah.
I just want to know. I want to know more.
Well, and I think if they were to do more like I think I mentioned it before, like an Ursula movie where you get
Yeah.
to know her backstory, and like you can pull from movies you already have, but just
Explore
like
more.
just give us more to it. I don't know. Want want.
I mean, they're not getting much done with between, what was it? There was a writer strike and now there's an actor strike.
Yeah,
Are they both still going on?
I saw that there's a bunch of movies that could possibly be delayed because of these strikes.
Yep.
Yay! Which were already like, weren't a bunch of them already pushed back?
A bunch of the Disney ones had already been pushed
Yeah.
back. Yeah. So this is just going to continue to push back anything that's associated with the Actors Guild strike, which is like everything.
Great.
I'm not a big movie person these days, although I think we're going to go see, I'm going to say it wrong, Oppenheimer.
Mm.
Oppenheimer. We're going to go see Oppenheimer sometime this week. We're going to see Barbie, but not in theaters. I think we're going to wait for Barbie to come out on like video or streaming or something, because
Yeah. My mom saw it last night.
I'm interested in it. And Trey said he would watch it with me, but it just doesn't seem like a theater movie.
She said
Like, I don't
that
need to be in the theater for it.
she said it was good. It was like kind of so ridiculously over the top. It was hilarious
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing.
Which is, you know what? I want that from Barbie, and I expect that from Barbie.
So I'll see it, but I won't go to theaters.
Yeah, really looking forward to a 3-hour historical movie, but
Which?
it'll be fine. I hate long movies.
Will be fine.
I mean, look, unless you're giving me like a true to the word remake of a book, like I'll sit through a 6-hour remake of a book I like, because then you're not cutting anything out. I
Fair.
can do that.
When
all day
does
long.
Haunted Mansion come out? That's end of this month, right?
End of this August 18th,
Are you gonna go see that
probably.
in the theaters?
Haunted Man. That it'll depend on if I go see it by myself or with Trey.
I'm kind of a baby, so I don't know if I can watch
I
that
would-
one.
It's not scary.
You sure?
July 28th. It's
I
not a
don't know.
scary movie at all.
Yeah, but it's ghosts and stuff.
It's not scary. It's more funny than it is scary.
Okay, then maybe I'll watch it.
Have you seen the this is a remake. Have you seen the old Haunted Mansion movie?
No.
That one's good. You should watch that one first.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything for this one, but you'll be able to tell, hey, this isn't scary, other than the fact that like the colors are darker because it's a haunted mansion.
Ooh, spooky.
No, I mean you've ridden the ride, right?
Yes,
It's the ride.
I have.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. I was scared.
Oh my god.
I was scared going onto it, but it was fine.
I never thought that I would I never thought I'd meet somebody who's worse than me when it comes to scary things, because like I can't touch scary. I used to be way worse about it, but since being on Twitch, I watch people play scary games all the time, and so like I'm usually good on games. But yeah, no, I cannot say I've ever been afraid of the Haunted Mansion.
I was afraid going onto it because I didn't know, but then it was fine when I was on it. So, that's fine. Anyway, what else you got?
So there was I think we talked about it. There was a Magic Key lawsuit. So this was a lawsuit for Disneyland Magic Key holders. And I think it had to do with, we're buying these Magic Keys, but then there's blackout dates. There's not supposed to be blackout. It's like hidden blackout dates. You get to the parks and they're like, oh, sorry, we're at capacity. We can't let you in, etc. And for the top tier, for these Disneyland pass holders, you're not supposed to have blackout dates. There might be more to it. I remember talking about it briefly, but anyway, they came to a settlement. And so they have until, where's my date? They have until August 31st to reach full settlement terms, and then it will be released. And from the notes of what I'm saying, it was one lady who sued Disney over it. She's not the only one who's going to be receiving benefits from the settlement,
Oh,
which should mean that if you are a Disneyland Magic Key pass holder for the times alleged within the lawsuit, there should be some type of benefits that you're reaping, whether that be monetary, something else. We'll find out once the settlement details are released, but it sounds like it's going to impact everybody who had a pass holder, which is really good.
huh. Interesting.
It doesn't shock me that they settled either. They want to keep that out of court. They're in court too much right now.
Yeah,
There's
no
too
kidding.
many lawsuits up against Disney currently.
That's rough.
Speaking of, there was who was it? The governor of Florida put up a dismissal for the case against him from Disney for the whole Florida Disney issue that's been going on. And a judge has said that they need more time to review because Governor DeSantis wants it to be dismissed prior to him starting his presidential campaign, which will be starting very soon for him. He doesn't want to have to deal with it.
Right.
So the judge is like, yeah, I need more time to review this before I rule on whether we're dismissing it or not. So stay tuned. We'll probably get more news on that sometime in the next 3 months. I gotta look and see when his decision date's due by. But that'll be interesting.
Mm.
Uh,
I have one.
yeah.
The San Francisco restaurant at Disneyland opens the 25th. Today.
Da-da-da-da.
Today. The 25th. And
The food
they'll
there
have
looked
mobile order.
fire.
I didn't have a chance to look up what they're selling there.
Yep. I looked up a lot of different food menus today. It looked fantastic.
They also released some of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween foods.
Yep. I have
Too.
that pulled open too. They look fantastic. So let's see.
It's crazy, like, how creative Disney is even with food.
Oh, I know. It's
It's
the
like,
best.
yeah, the rides are so cool, like, but like even the food. I love it.
So this one, they've got it. It's a mummy treat at the Cheshire Cafe in Magic Kingdom. It's a flaky pastry filled with chocolate hazelnut filling and topped with white icing stripes. That sounds to me like it's their Cheshire Cat treat, just renamed, which I'm totally fine with because that's one of the best things that they had on their menu there. They've got some slushies and coffees. Here's a meatball sub that they're doing at Cosmic Rays that looks phenomenal. I would love to try that. I got to talk to Benny and see if he's going because I need to give him a list of food to try for me. We're gonna tell him to try a bunch of food and then we'll have him on to do food reviews.
Yes.
Friars Nooks got some yummy. Look, they have a bratwurst. This one I actually want a recipe for and I'm gonna try a buffalo chicken hand pie.
Ooh.
So pastry stuffed with the buffalo chicken and they top it with a spicy ranch drizzle and blue cheese powder.
That sounds yummy.
Totally on board for that. Loaded sweet potato fries, and they're loaded with cinnamon sugar, marshmallow cream, butterscotch chips, and toffee pieces. So it's like literally loaded sweet potatoes. A new Mickey-shaped cinnamon roll, topped with orange frosting and sprinkles. This is the one to look out for at Pecos Bills. They have a Cajun burger, and it's a Cajun spiced all beef patty with a fried green tomato, Cajun andouille dip, and Creole remoulade, but it's served on a black bun.
Oh.
You're going to be pooping some colors.
So if anybody tries
anytime
it,
they give you black buns, hard pass.
So if anybody tries it, let us know what color your poop was.
Oh, it'll be green because that's the food coloring used in black buns.
Gross, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Burger King. That's how I learned that. I was like, I remember when they, whatever burger it was that Burger King put out, where they had it. I think it was like a Halloween style one, and it came on black buns. And Google searches for like the first week after it came out was, why is my poop green? It's food coloring in the black bun. Things that you find out.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh, Sleepy Hollow. So Sleepy Hollow is one of my favorite places because they have the morning waffle sandwiches. They're getting some chicken wings that sound phenomenal. And then they have a funnel cake there as well. Y'all got to look at the food. It looks so good. So good.
So good.
And the perk is that it is available during regular park hours as well as during the Not So Scary Halloween party. So,
Oh, nice. So it's
for
not
most of them.
exclusive.
So there's some things that they have them marked. So there is a link, and I will tweet it out on the show Twitter if you want to look over it. They have specifically marked which foods are available only during the party versus during regular hours and the party. So if you're going and you want to try some of these, but you don't have tickets for Mickey's Not So Scary, look through this and figure out what things you can have. It's a lot. They have a lot that's available during both.
Huh.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah, their food looks so cool, like the way they present it for Halloween. It's so gross looking, some of it. Ew. But good.
Speaking of, so they have, I'm just going to go down my food stuff. So Lucky Fortune Cookery at DCA, they redid their menu and it looks phenomenal. So they have a karage inspired chicken sandwich, it's just, I think it's Korean style fried chicken on a potato bun, some teriyaki chicken, a beef bulgogi burrito, which is like, just reading it, my mouth's watering. I love bulgogi.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just marinated beef.
Oh.
So it's like thinly sliced marinated beef. And then with this, they have rice, cabbage slaw, and garlic chips. I think the garlic chips might be on the side, but everything else in the burrito. Oh. A beef birria ramen, that is so the trend right now. But so it's the ramen with birria on top, a soft boiled egg, Monterey Jack cheese, cilantro, roasted corn, onions, and radish. I would eat that immediately. That's $16 and it's worth every dollar.
$16?
I bet you it's massive.
Okay.
Also, this is California pricing, which doesn't shock me because DCA pricing is insane even compared to normal Disney prices of what I'm used to. Everything in California is more expensive.
Man.
But they've got some udon noodles with the crispy karage inspired chicken and pork wonton nachos, and then standard teriyaki chicken. I would be down for all of that. And everything on that. I would be able, like, people are doing those wheel spins on TikTok. I would not be afraid to do a wheel spin here because I would eat everything off this menu. It looks fantastic.
I would be very scared.
Why?
Actually, all of that
beef
stuff,
and chicken,
all of that stuff does sound like something I would eat.
which is good. Surprise! I've been building a list. I've been going through some restaurants as they've been updating their menus, and I'm building a list of things to check with you before you go on your trip to see if you've eaten them. And you're gonna have one thing out of DCA and one thing out of Disneyland that you have to try and report back for the podcast.
Homework?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 2 things from Lucky Fortune Cookery on my list so far to narrow down to.
Yay. There's actually a place I saw it on, the Magical Millennial on Instagram and TikTok. I love her. She got these buffalo chicken strips that are just smothered in buffalo sauce, hot sauce, and ranch.
I saw her eat those. Those look really good. They're not on this list. That's too easy for you, but they look fantastic.
I'm eating those.
Good.
Because they look so good every time. Like, she's put them on her Instagram multiple times.
They look fantastic.
Oh, that's like my number one. It's my number one that I'm gonna go eat.
See this list. I'm very proud of it. I'm working really hard on it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. What's the craziest thing I have on here? Honestly, the beef bulgogi burrito might be the craziest thing, or the horchata agua fresca, but it's just horchata.
I don't like horchata. I've actually
Have you
tried
tried
it.
horchata?
I've had horchata. Yeah.
I'll take that off the list because you've tried it.
Yeah, I have.
What's the other thing? Either the Ronto wrap or the Asante Sana sambusa over in Disneyland.
Asanta Wadahuda?
So from Lion King, Asante Sana squash banana. So that's what it's named after, but it's Asante Sana sambusa. Sambusa. Hold on.
What the heck is
We're gonna
sambusa?
get into this today. Asante Sana sambusa. So this is at the Troubadour Tavern in case anybody is interested. It is a pastry filled with curry spiced potato and mixed vegetables served with a mango chutney on the side. It looks like a little hand pie. It looks so good.
That doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah, it's just curry. And it's Disney, so it's not even going to be spicy curry. So like,
But that's the thing. I love spicy,
oh, well.
which is so weird because I'm picky. Like I'm a pickier eater, but I love
Usually-
spicy.
Usually people who love spicy things don't go with people who are picky, but yeah.
I know. I'm weird.
The buffalo chicken though
it's
does
fine.
look fantastic. I'm excited for your review on that.
Yes. I'm so excited.
What's the other food thing I have? So, Trails End, which is the restaurant attached to the Fort Wilderness Resort in Disney World, closed for a refurbishment and it is now reopening. It's going to be a quick service restaurant. Excuse me. You can get family-sized portions or individual portions. They have things like pizza, barbecue, and sides. They have a lot of different desserts. The menu looks really good. I never got to eat at Trails End before they closed it out, but I mean, this still looks all really good. So that should be fantastic for everybody. And then they updated their lounge that's next to it that was called Crockett's Tavern. And they have a wide variety of drinks and then little appy sides. So they've got like
Ooh.
a trio of sliders that it's a pork slider, a brisket slider, and a buffalo chicken slider. Chicken bites that are seasoned with either buffalo, a garlic parmesan, or a blueberry barbecue.
Oof.
They have charcuterie boards, and then their crispy cauliflower is new for both restaurants. If you're going for more a vegetarian vegan option, so the
Sounds
food looks
delicious.
really good.
Chicken bites. Yum.
Chicken everything.
There was I guess this is kind of food, but not. Have you seen the new popcorn bucket?
Is it the train one?
Yes.
Yes. It was on my list. It looks really cool.
It looks so cool. That's
We,
one that I would spend money on.
We have one from when we took Aiden when he was 2. Disneyland or Disney World was doing them, but they don't look as realistic as this one. So this one was like a toy train. It works the same way where the steam engine comes off the top and it's a whistle. He was obsessed with that when he was little. But you'd put the popcorn inside it and you'd be able to sit and eat it. You can blow the whistle out. So this is very similar, except it actually looks like an IRL train. It looks really cool.
The wheels like move.
The wheels on the train go round and round.
Yes. And the light on the front works.
It's a really neat popcorn bucket. This one's gonna sell out. So like if you're in Disneyland and you want this, like be prepared. Sorry, Cozy, it's not gonna be there.
No. That's
this is gonna sell out day 1 and then maybe they bring it back for another day.
Yeah.
I know you saw it because you sent it to me. The Disneyland Paris drones with like the more in depth that they showed of how pretty it is and how it's set up.
Oh my gosh. Did you
The drone
see
show's so cool.
Lumiere?
Yeah.
It
The
looks
cathedral was mind blowing because they
Yeah.
even did it with forced perspective so that like it looked like a 3D cathedral in the sky. Like it's not just drones doing the front of a cathedral.
no. It's
It
like
looks
you're
really
going
cool.
through a cathedral.
They did a fantastic job, and I am even more upset that we don't have drone shows yet in the US.
That was like that. I watched it a couple times.
It's really cool. If you
Because
guys
it
haven't
just-
seen it, go to YouTube and check it out. It's so neat.
Boggled my mind. That was so cool.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm really upset that we don't have drone shows yet. We texted about it a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I want drone shows so bad.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
back to the San Francisco, it officially opens August 31st, and they're gonna have Baymax and Hero, and Baymax talks.
I saw that.
He like says things. So yeah, I think that's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see some videos come out of that. Because all the updates I saw was like, oh, we weren't allowed to take video, but like wait till you see it. It's really cool. I want to see it. Oh, food and wine starts this week.
Mm.
We're gonna have a food and wine episode because I want to talk some of the food at the different Epcot pavilions because it's always so cool what they put out. So if you guys are really interested, or if you're going, Food and Wine does start on today's Tuesday, so it starts on Thursday, 7/27, and I'm excited to see if there are some new pavilion areas, what new food options there are. I love Food and Wine.
Have you been to Disney World during Food and Wine before?
Yep. When our honeymoon, when we got married and we were down there for our honeymoon, it was during Food and Wine.
Oh, okay.
The food was so good. I'm looking forward to one day going again. Because like the Flower and Garden, super cool. They always have really good food for festivals in Epcot, but like Food and Wine is it, man. I do not watch more. I watch more Disney vlogs during Food and Wine than like the rest of the year.
Right.
Because I just want to watch everybody's Food and Wine vlogs. They're so good.
And see what foods are the best foods.
Yeah, and then everybody has different opinions. Because like I watch Tim Tracker. Like Tim Tracker is one of my favorite YouTube bloggers. He doesn't like seafood, and so there's some things where he's like, yeah, like I'll try it to say that I did, but like I don't think I'm gonna like it.
Right.
Whereas Adam Hatton, who I also watch, I watch his everything regardless, but he doesn't do mushrooms. So there's some things where he doesn't try mushroom related things or has them taken off and is like, I wonder if it could be better with that. So you watch everybody and you get a wide variety and you can kind of feel for yourself like, oh, okay, these people like it, these people don't. It's probably good or it's not. I wouldn't try it.
Right.
I'm really into it.
Huh.
I love Food and Wine.
What does Canada have for Food and Wine?
So typically they have a beer cheese soup, a poutine.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they usually have a beer and something else because I think they usually have 3 or 4 different things. Maybe a dessert in there somewhere.
Beaver tail.
But more often than not, they have their beer cheese and beer cheese soup, and then almost always it's some type of poutine. And they might change up what type of poutine it is, like the different flavors that they have on it.
Right.
There's like, I would bet my entire paycheck that there is poutine on that pavilion.
Oh, yeah. No.
Because it's going to be there.
Yeah. That's what we're famous for.
I don't know. I want one of those beaver tails still.
You know, I actually don't think I've ever had one.
What?
I think I might have had a bite. Every time I've gone, I just eat so much food before, like dessert, and then I don't have room. I need to next time we go to Banff.
You should. All right. So this year on the Canadian, I would lose money. The Canadian Pavilion this year is going to have the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup served with a pretzel roll for $5.75.
Pretzel roll, yum.
And they are also going to do a wild mushroom beef filet mignon with a truffle butter sauce for $8.75.
That actually sounds delicious.
It does. And then they have...
I love a filet mignon.
They have a wine and a beer available as well. Some fancy looking wine and some fancy looking beer. I'm not into wine or beer.
So
and
not
it
for
looks
you.
really good. The steak looks phenomenal.
That
these pictures
sounds
look
good.
And it's honestly for $8.75. I would expect it to be a smaller portion, but it's a pretty big portion.
Nice. Go Canada. Okay.
Go Canada. Well, that's cool. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. What I want to do outside of Food and Wine, I want to do one where we go around each of the countries and we pick one food item from each country and why we would eat it.
Ooh.
And then I want to talk Food and Wine as well.
I'd do that.
Would be fun. None of the menus have chicken tenders. You're gonna have to branch out a little bit.
I can find things. I'm broadening my palette.
Buffalo chicken strips on the way.
See? That's not just chicken strip.
They do look really good.
Buffalo chickens. They also have Thai ones too. In that same
I want to
place.
try some Thai chicken bites.
They're really good. Oh, now I want some. Great. Thanks, Callie.
You're welcome.
I'm going to order some after podcast.
Do it. DVC members right now get 20% off of VIP tours in Disney World. But the VIP tour has to be for August 15th through September 30th. So basically, if you're local or you're already planning a trip, if you want to do a VIP tour and you're a DVC member, you get 20% off the total, which
Cool.
is a really good discount.
They've got a bunch of discounts at Disneyland too.
They're trying to get people to go for the summer.
Yeah, like they're like, if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, 20% off at Disneyland hotels. It's like, what? It's a low bar.
That's a really good. Well, yeah, it's
Very
because
good.
they're charging you $30 for Disney Plus now. They're like, well, we can take $30 per night off your room because we're charging you $30 a month for Disney Plus.
Wah, wah.
This is definitely going. It's going to impact Disney World. Mears and Sunshine Connect. So those were two bus services that were offering transportation from Orlando Airport to Disney World once Magical Express was no longer a thing. So they were offering them separately. Mears was more reliable but more expensive. Sunshine Connect offered cheap options but wasn't as like up on their customer service, I think. Mears bought Sunshine Connect and they are combining, which they're going to have more trains. They're going to have more buses and I think more availability, but the price is going to go up. So whereas on Sunshine Connect, they were doing promos for like $12 one way per person, Mears is like $45 round trip per person. So the pricing is going to be expensive and it's monopolized now. So Mears can really charge whatever they want for your transportation if you're going from the airport to the parks. Because now your only options are to book them or to rent a car or to use Uber.
Oh.
Yeah. Uber, if you're not renting a car, Uber is always the cheapest and fastest way to get there. But for larger families, they would use these buses, but it's expensive now.
Have you used Turo?
No, I have not used a single ride service app ever.
We use Turo. So that's like you rent a car from a person.
Yeah, good.
It worked really well.
That's good. You can't get insurance for that. So they have no insurance on that vehicle because nobody will sell you insurance for that commercially.
But we had to get, I'll have to ask Mark how that worked. Because we had insurance. Our tire popped on the Turo car. It was a mess. But it was really smooth for us. And there was some kind of insurance. I have to ask Mark.
I've spent too much of my life selling commercial insurance and being around commercial insurance to trust that. But I'm glad it worked.
Yeah.
So hey, it's always an option for everybody. Just do your research before you do it. But hey,
yeah,
it is an option for you. Disney World is offering extremely specific extended evening hours for Hollywood Studios. You have to be staying on property in a deluxe resort, deluxe villa, or at the Swan or Dolphin. And it is only for September 30th, October 5th, October 11th, October 19th, and October 25th. So if you are going to Disney World sometime on one of those 5 dates and you are also staying in some type of deluxe resort or villa, you get like 30 minutes extra in the park at night. Congratulations.
30 minutes, that's it?
I don't know. It's like 30 minutes or an hour or something. It's never enough. It's really, really specific guidelines though. And it feels weird. It's not even all the rides. It's only a partial list of rides. Now, granted, for Hollywood Studios, who only have like 8 rides to start, it's the majority of the rides on that, but it's missing one of the Star Wars rides. So you get Smuggler's Run and Star Tours, but you don't get
Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance is not included. I think some of the smaller rides aren't included. I don't know. It feels weird. I guess Disney, thanks for offering it.
But no thanks.
Thanks, but no thanks. It feels really weird. It's one of those ones where it's like, hey, you guys have been wanting this. Here, you can have this. Under these like 5 requirements.
You have to be there on these 5 specific dates. If not, wah wah. Sucks to be
Mercury
you.
must be in retrograde. It must be a Saturday. Sun must be shining into a cloudy evening. Yeah, I know. It's weird specific.
So bizarre. One thing that they recently released was posters, character posters for Wish.
Oh yeah.
I am actually really looking forward to that movie. I'll probably see it in theaters.
Thank God they're doing more marketing for it than they did for Elemental.
Yeah, my mom and sister went to see Elemental in theaters, and they said it was so good.
So yeah, it's fantastic, but they screwed
Still
up the
haven't seen it.
marketing. So I'm glad they're talking more about Wish. I just hope they continue to talk about it and do more.
Yeah, I'm looking because again with that one, it's like it's something new. It's like it's a news story that we haven't heard, and they need
About
more of
something
those.
that's really important.
Yeah,
So like I'm really, really excited.
I'm
for it.
looking forward to that one.
Oh, I want to clarify because I got pushback on this from the podcast last week.
Did you?
Elemental. Elemental is doing very, very well. And if you look at numbers, it is the best performing Disney movie since COVID.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's performing phenomenally well if you look at the numbers. But if you compare to something like Frozen or even I think Frozen 2 pre-lockdown, there is a major gap. Like Frozen 2 is in the billions and Elemental is like, what was it at? Like 300 million, 400 million. So look, looking at numbers compared to recent releases, it is the best performing Disney movie out there, which is very surprising for the lack of marketing they did for it. If you released Frozen 2 or if you put out a Moana 2 right now, Moana 2 would blow it out of the water.
Oh yeah.
If you put out Frozen 3 right now, it's going to blow it out of the water. So I'm not saying it is a better movie than anything that's come out, but it is the best performing film post-COVID.
Yeah. And
Which-
it's its own story too.
Yep, it's its own story. It's a Pixar movie. Pixar movies don't shock me, especially when they do well. It
I love
could have
Pixar.
done better if it had better marketing.
There was not much.
None.
Yeah.
None.
And it's like
No marketing.
Barbie movie had so much marketing that they they didn't need because people were going to go see it anyways. Plus the cast. So they needed to do way better.
So fingers crossed, Wish will do well. I mean, it's a good look for the movies that a movie can still be performing well right now when Disney right now is not doing very well with their movies. Movies are flopping. They're going straight to streaming services. Little Mermaid's already coming out on a streaming service
Is it?
next month, like August 2nd.
Score. I don't have to go to the theater.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's the thing is you wait 2.5 months, 3 months, it's going to be out on a streaming service. You don't have to go to the theaters. So movies are not performing well in theaters, which is where they traditionally make the most money.
Right.
So it's a good sign that it is performing well, comparatively speaking. But I am not saying it is a better movie than Frozen, Encanto, etc.
No.
If Encanto wasn't put out at the very end of COVID, it would have way outperformed what it did.
Yeah.
The only reason that Elemental has technically outperformed Encanto at this point is because of when it came out due to the pandemic.
We're that much further out from COVID.
If you put out an Encanto 2 today, it would probably, like within a month, double what Elemental did.
You think they'll do a sequel to that one?
They're doing a sequel to everything else.
That's fair.
It's harder when you don't have a villain because, like, what do you do? What is
The
your new
house,
conflict that you have to introduce? She has kids,
the house turns
and we're
evil.
finding out the kids' gifts, I guess, and there's some crazy conflict with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess Bruno could be your built-in conflict again. He has a vision about somebody.
Yeah.
Bum. So they have not announced anything with Phantasmic for Disneyland yet, but
Nope.
they are doing a jazz band that's going to be playing on Rivers of America. It's going to be 3 performances a night at like 7:30 p.m. And I think I saw that starts sometime in August. So it doesn't sound like it is replacing Phantasmic. So you might still get Phantasmic back at
Right.
some point in time, but they are replacing it currently or providing a different entertainment at night, which is good. I'm still thinking they're going to bring Phantasmic back. They're just reworking it.
No dragon.
At least not that style.
And not one that breathes fire.
Well, they have a fire-breathing one in Disney World. They have 2 in Disney World.
Are they still not breathing fire? Because remember, after that whole scenario, they were like, okay, no fire anywhere.
I haven't actually seen, because I don't know if they are. I don't know if they're doing the fantasy parade in Magic Kingdom right now. I'm not a parade person. I don't keep up on parades. I don't know what they're doing for the afternoons right now. But Phantasmic and Disney World should still have the fire. I'm almost 100% certain there is still fire for Disney World Phantasmic, which has a different setup than Disneyland Phantasmic. So wouldn't be shocking.
Interesting.
That's why I'm like they're gonna rework it. I don't think they're gonna be getting rid of it.
We shall see.
Probably about what, by the end of the year is what they said, that they're gonna be like having it on pause through at least end of the year.
Labor Day. Wasn't the last thing Labor Day?
I don't remember. There's been
think it
so
was
many
Labor
things
Day.
that have been on pause that was either Labor Day and then got pushed again, or was just Labor Day. DCA and Downtown Disney are getting a Disney Junior and Friends play date. It's going to be for 3 days. So it's going to be August 18th through the 20th. August 18th, it is going to be in DCA, and they're going to have characters like Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy. And they're also going to have Doc McStuffins, Sophia, Elena, Vampirina, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Mira. And there's going to have a stage show. There's going to be a hands-on cupcake decorating course based on Alice's Wonderland Bakery.
Oh.
And they're also going to have a Spidey and Friends photo wall set up.
Oh, Rex would love that.
Which is cool. And
He
then
loves that
in
show.
Downtown Disney, they are going to be doing a lot of treats based on various shows. And there's also going to be a Star Wars photo wall set up.
Huh.
So it sounds like the majority is going to be on the 18th in DCA with some carryover things, the 19th and 20th in Downtown Disney. But it looks really cool. I love when they do things specific to Disney Junior because I feel like it's always a throwaway. Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, here's this Disney Junior thing. Have fun. Like
Will
Disney
we
World,
see
they used to
Bluey?
have an entire area that was Disney Junior in Hollywood Studios.
Mm.
And they did like daily stage shows where you could go take the kids and they could see their TV show characters, and they don't have that anymore. I think the only way you really get it is a character breakfast, which is one of the worst character breakfasts in the park.
Mm.
The food is always marked as being horrible. So if that's the only way that you can see Disney Junior characters, like it sucks for the youngest category that you're trying to really reach there. So good on them for doing something in Disneyland. Hopefully they do something like that in Disney World too.
Wonder if Bluey will be there.
And no, they don't have rights to Bluey. Not for that.
Hmm.
That's why they don't have any Bluey stuff in the parks.
Get the rights, Disney.
They gotta
As
do
they're-
something.
As they're looking to sell. Buy Bluey.
They would make so much money selling Bluey merch and
Yeah.
having a Bluey in the park. A little like Bluey and Bingo. Oh my God. I need a Bluey ride. I have the perfect. I have an idea for a Bluey ride. It would be, so like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway
you say
Railway,
it.
but you have them in the healer's Jeep, and you're like going down the road and they're telling stories. Like there's the episode where they're in the car and the parents are dropping the kids off, I think at their grandparents, because the parents are going on a getaway. And so as they're driving in the car, the kids are telling a story about how they're going to escape and go with the parents. And the parents are like, well, no, we're going to block you by doing this. And then you're going to
Oh,
fall
yeah,
into
yeah.
a pit. And it's literally just like I mean, it's all hand drawn, but you know what I mean? It's like a paper drawn episode of stick figures of these the dogs doing whatever.
Yeah.
And like you can make that into a ride.
Oh, yeah.
And if you just have it on walls like that where it's like changing scenery, you could do different stories. So it gives multiple rideability because you have different stories. That was the best thing when it was when it used to be the Great Movie Ride in Hollywood Studios in Disney World. There was your standard ride, and then there was the cowboy show. So the normal one was you got on like a studio tour car, and you were driving through, and you got hijacked by a mob person who wanted to like steal a jewel or something like that. But there was a secret one that they only did like once every hour, where it was the cowboy version, and the cowboy like hijacked you, and
Oh,
it was a big thing because it was like, oh my god, we've got the secret one, and like if the cast members were nice enough, you could ask, hey, can I stay for the can I wait for the cowboy show, because they know when the cowboy show is going to be, and they'll put you on the right trolley for it, but like you'd have to be willing to wait.
right.
So that would be cool. They could definitely do that and have like different stories come through. I'm not saying you need to hire me, Disney, because I don't know that I want to work for you, but I have really good ideas, and you could pay me as a
Idea
consultant.
maker.
I'll consult for you. My fee is 1 annual pass and $20,000 per idea plus royalties. Thank you.
I feel like you should have 3 annual passes.
The $20,000 plus royalties will get the other 2.
But your ideas are so good that serves 3.
I won't say that you're wrong on that, but I do need some. Maybe I start at
sell
3 and I
yourself
negotiate down.
Don't sell yourself short. Push for it.
Negotiating tactics. That's all I had. There was a lot this week.
Yeah, I just want to know, did Benny get that massive 13-foot Jack Skellington
I
Halloween
don't think
decoration?
he did. They sold out what I saw.
They are sold out.
So unless somebody got it for him and are like gonna surprise him with it, because I'm pretty sure we would have gotten messages from Benny if he did.
Oh my gosh, I got it.
Look what my wife got me. Shh, don't tell my wife.
More like it. Yeah, no, that was, I think that was everything I had too.
I'm looking forward. So we should do that next week. Do you want to look at the countries next week and pick
Yeah,
one food from every country?
I'm down.
All right, guys, make sure you eat dinner or something before you listen to the podcast. Fair warning, you are going to get hungry.
Or have a
Have
snack.
a snack with you.
Yep. Have a snack with you.
I have the unofficial Epcot cookbook. So I can also see if I have recipes for any of the things we pick.
Ooh, very nice.
I love that cookbook. Highly recommend. If you guys want cookbooks, there's like the unofficial Disney World one or Disneyland, and then I have the unofficial Epcot one, and they're both fantastic. Recipes, very good. Highly
Excellent.
recommend. Yep. So thank you guys. So look out for next week. We will talk some food. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, and we will talk to you guys next time. Have a wonderful week and the best day ever.
Bye.
Bye.